Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we have our Week 7 preview coming right up. And we're back to 4 games this week, not like the 3 games that we had last week. Rick is happy, everyone's happy. And the Edmonton Elks, the Edmonton Elks are pretty pleased because they can't lose a game this week. They can't rack...
You know how many people thought like Wednesday was Thursday this week and hoping that there was a CFL game on today? I'm like, but it's Wednesday, not Thursday. Like so many people today.
Yeah. No, this will be an interesting one. So we got 4 games coming up, yeah. We have Toronto, Montreal. So seeing those 2 teams out east, which I thought at the start of the season would be an intense matchup, but we've seen a bit of evidence to maybe show potentially the contrary. Calgary and Winnipeg, which is a lot more interesting than I thought that would be, but here we are. BC, Saskatchewan, and then Hamilton and Ottawa.
Yes.
So,
sir.
Rick, shall we get into the first one? The Thursday night game. This is at 6:30 Central Time. I believe it's 7:30 because I believe Montreal is in Eastern time. Yeah, so 7:30 local time, where the Toronto Argonauts take on the Montreal Alouettes. Games in Montreal. It's an Alouettes home game, and we're going to start with the injury reports. We're going to start with the Toronto Argonauts. Rick, can we hear it?
So before I get into injury report, let's just bring up some names. Darius Sirocco's back. Kevin Brown got released. Donald Rutledge got released. Daniel Kwamu got released.
This is by the Argonauts?
Buffalo. Yeah. Chad Kelly's still in Buffalo rehabbing his knee. Tyson Hergott, defensive lines added from the practice roster. Wint McManus is back. Mayan Williams is added to the 6th game. Ryan Hunter is added to the 6th game. Jackson
and Rick, why was Ryan Hunter added to the 6th game?
Because people in Toronto don't know how to fucking drive. Because Ryan Hunter was taking a scooter to practice and he got hit by a car.
Absolutely wild.
Derek Parrish is back.
Oh yeah.
Dante Makmahan is back, and Haba's gone to the single game. So that pretty much covers Toronto. Davis Alexander's back. Nick Colander is back. Lorenzo Burns is out. Austin Mack is back. Sorelli Sandon is back. Dylan Wynn is out. And Tyson Philpott is game time decision. And don't forget, they also have Alexander Hollins too. So I wonder if if Philpott doesn't play, if Hollins plays in the spot.
Because they had just signed Hollins recently, right?
They did.
Yeah. So, the Rick, where are you? Where are you in terms of your opinion here? Because
my opinion.
Yeah. Because Davis Alexander's back, right?
Toronto's still not winning, if that's what you mean by my opinion. Because Arbuckle has 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
And do we know, like, because we know that that Chad Kelly's still in Buffalo getting rehab or whatever the hell it is. But do we know the status of like how long this is going to be going on?
As of right now, I'm going to call bullshit on Toronto because every time they say he's coming back, he never comes back. So, I mean, at this time, do you even bother bringing him back?
I don't know, because I mean, I've been talking to Connor about this, and you know, there's also concerns that
I wish I kept that tweet from earlier today. There was a guy that played in the NFL, I think back in 85.
I was about to say, are you talking about Luke Wilson?
No. This guy played for the Chiefs back in 85, and he broke his leg in 2 pieces, and he never played again. So, I mean, if it's something where it's like, it could be something where you don't play again.
You talking Ryan Hunter's injury or Chad
No,
Kelly's?
I'm talking about Chad Kelly's injury.
Chad Kelly's, yeah. Well, there's also the fact of the matter is that no matter what you think of Chad Kelly, there's a lot of people that there is a substantial amount of people that will refuse to go to games as long as he's on that team. You know what I mean? Regardless what you think about him, there is an amount of people that are outright boycotting the team because of that. Still,
no, for sure.
Like that hasn't 100%. Gone. What the reason I'm saying this is because I mean it's common knowledge that this has happened, and so some may kind of think of it as old news. But I guess the reason why I'm saying it is that that hasn't gone away. So,
also, there are rumors that Sean Lemon has signed with Montreal.
Yeah. And actually, I think, to be honest, Rick, I think when we're done this, we'll do a whole video actually covering the lift of the suspension, the situation with Sean Lemon. I think we'll do a video on that because that to me seems like it would make sense.
So you know how we were talking about tickets earlier, and you mentioned a person's comment about Saskatchewan?
Yes.
So I was just trying to find that tweet from earlier, and John Hodge said that there was 1,500 tickets left for the Grey Cup.
Yes.
And apparently someone tweeted, "Shame on you, Hamilton, for not selling out." So we're blamed for you guys not selling out for the Grey Cup.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it was
like,
actually
just a 20-hour drive, worst fan base in the CFL.
I'm not gonna lie, I do find it kind of hilarious when people are talking about attendance and talking about the Ticats, who are averaging over 20,000 right per game usually.
We have the third highest attendance in the freaking league on average.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of, again, like I understand the arguments some have made kind of about the what it looks like visually in the crowd. You can make arguments about that, fair enough, but the numbers are the numbers. You can't really, that's the undisputable. But anyways, we're talking about Montreal, Toronto. Yes. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what Toronto does here. Toronto now seems like a directionless team. In the sense of ever since all this shit came out about Chad Kelly, it was bad. And that is ignoring the fact of keeping him healthy, which has been another issue. Issue number one, you got to keep him healthy. Issue number two is that even when he is healthy, it's hard to build a brand around this guy. It's almost impossible now to do it, and so it's a bit of a disaster. Not gonna lie, and so. If you're Toronto, because obviously Nick Arbuckle is not the long-term answer. I think if anyone's watched enough of Nick Arbuckle from this year, that is clear. He had a great performance in the Grey Cup, and he won them, and he's one of the reasons they won that game. Fair enough, but with the way he's playing, they're not going to have a chance to defend that title. And so if you're Toronto, as much as obviously it would be easy to just say, oh yeah, you got to think about moving on for him. You got to address a bunch of issues because at the end of the day, Dinwiddie's a good coach. He is. Actually, I think it's funny. His heated presser that he did a while ago, we did a video on it. You guys gave it a ton of support. Appreciate all that. Was probably one of the motivating factors that allowed them to win that next game. But I'll put it this way. What is Toronto's record right now, Rick?
Toronto is 1-4.
They're 1-4. So that's the one win that they got was after that. So I don't know what it is. They got to light a fire somewhere because honestly, this team actually, the way that Toronto's performing reminds me actually a lot of Hamilton in the last year in the sense of where there was a decent amount of talent on the roster, but they just couldn't. It just wasn't working. They just couldn't put the pieces together and do what they needed to do. So. Yeah, I don't know, but as of this point in time, Montreal to me has looked better offensively, better defensively, has just looked like a better team, and so I got to go with the Alouettes here, as especially when Davis Alexander's healthy. That team looks like they are at their best. Where are you with this one, Rick?
Considering that Toronto has no run game,
Oh,
and
that's a whole separate issue.
I mean, especially going up against Montreal. And I mean, yeah, Toronto's been dealing with injuries, but their defense just gave up 51. Now, mind you, that wasn't all on offense. But they only gave up 16 against Ottawa, 39 against Sask, 29 against Calgary, and 28. So I would say they're averaging about 30 points, give or take, minus that 116 game.
You're talking Montreal.
Toronto.
Or Toronto. 30 points against?
Yeah, minus that one.
Yeah, no, that's bad. Because, I mean, you can easily lose a game giving up 20 points. So giving up 30.
I mean, if you really think about it, they were giving up 30 games or 30 points last year, but they're still scoring more than 30.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They also had Chad Kelly in there. They had a lot more offensive production. They were able, even despite those shortcomings, they were able to kind of get away with it. But if the offense isn't performing, and not only isn't performing, but like even in the slightest, then you very much can't get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of what we're seeing. So I'm going with Montreal.
Okay.
And you are going with?
Oh, I thought you already heard me. I said Toronto ain't winning this game.
Yeah, I see. So, shall we get into the next one?
We shall.
Let's start with it's going to be Calgary going against Winnipeg, over in Winnipeg this time. Winnipeg just coming off a bye week. We're doing it, and my hat is now freshly signed by Brady Oliveira. Coming right
as he's pointing somewhere on it.
Right across the top. You can see it there. Yeah, right there. It's going right across the top.
There. Right there.
Brady Oliveira, the man. But injury report, Rick.
Oh, just before we go into the injury report, I forgot. All 5 pick'em people have picked Montreal for the last game. Just FYI.
What do you mean all 5? You're talking of the official CFL one.
I forgot to say what they were picking. Who's picking what? All 5 went for Montreal. But besides that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I can't blame them.
We're going to start with Calgary. Antwi, running back, out. Clark Barnes, wide receiver, out. Benjamin, running back, full. Josiah Coatney, defensive line, available. Okay, so these freaking names I tell you. Nicky Farinacco, linebacker, out. Malik Henry, limited, wide receiver, knee out. Thomas Jack Kurdala, offensive line, available. Ben Labrosi, defensive back, questionable. Josh Love, available, quarterback. Fraser Mazin, punter, right knee, available. Bentley Sanders, defensive back, hamstring, available. Kalen St. Clair, DB, illness, available. And Tyler Richardson, DB, groin, out. Off to Carter's beloved
Bombers.
We have Dylan Mitchell, wide receiver, available. Tanner Schmeckel, defensive line, available. Jonathan Jones, linebacker, available. Michael Chris Ike, available, running back. And then you have Eric Lofton, offensive line, knee out. Mike Benson, lawn snapper, hip out. Peyton Logan, running back, thigh out. Dalton Schoen, wide receiver, knee. They have him listed as doubtful, but you said that he wasn't playing. And Stanley Bryant.
Well, he's in street clothes, is he
ankle.
not? Like I heard at practice he was in street clothes.
So I was I read today that we'll find out tomorrow if he's going on the 6th game or if he's going on the 1 game.
Are you talking Sean?
Dalton Schoen.
Well, let's pray. Let's pray that's the 1 game. Because good God, we can't afford that.
So in other words, Carter was telling me earlier that Zach Claris needs to wake the F up, and so does their defense.
Yeah, everyone needs to wake up. The passing game has to be better. And I love Zach Claris. I'm not worried about him in the sense of I don't see this being an issue to the regard of like we need to worry about like, oh, is this a team that can rely on Zach Collaros as its starting quarterback? That's not. I don't see it like that. It's just one of those things. He had an off game, and when you have an off game, what you have to do is bounce back, and that's what we need to see, plain and simple. And so, with the Bombers, again, the key to Blue Bomber football, as I've said numerous times, is the Bombers get a lead, and then after that lead, Brady Oliveira show turns on, and they run the ball like hell. They eat up clock, and it's one of those things where that's why if you look at the time of possession, Winnipeg dominates that time of possession if they have a lead, because then they just suffocate you. That is how that goes. And so if you're the Bombers, getting behind like that kind of blows up the entire game plan. So you can't have that. Don't get behind. You gotta kind of control the play, demand it, because the fact of the matter is that when the Stampeders got ahead, they were then at that point able to dictate a bit of the game, and they took the MOP out of the equation because the Bombers couldn't afford to run the ball. They were behind by so much. And so it's one of those things where that to me is going to be the key for Winnipeg is not falling into that trap. So they're at home. Their record at home is significantly better. I understand why people are taking Calgary. Calgary's red hot. They beat Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. You're talking the 2 top teams in the West to make themselves the top of the West. I think if you're Winnipeg, you're pretty pleased that Saskatchewan lost before, not just because you're a Bomber fan and you want Saskatchewan to lose, but just in general, I think that helps. If you're Winnipeg, being in that 3rd place spot. Currently, you want to keep the West close. And so the Bombers have an opportunity to kind of put a bit of a stop to this red-hot Stampeders team at home, again, where they play significantly better. Collaros needs to get his game back. Dembski needs to play the way he did for the last home game that the Bombers had. And if they do that, I have no doubt that the Bombers will be able to do what they got to do. But I think the Bombers being at home, they needed to be at home this week after what I saw, not last week but last game. So I'm going with my Blue Bombers. Rick?
I'm going the opposite way because last time I took someone against Calgary, I got burned, and I'm not getting burned this time. I'm taking Calgary.
Yeah. So this will be our first difference in picks.
Yes.
Which will lead us on to the 3rd game of the week, which is the Saskatchewan Roughriders taking on the BC Lions. Lions with another home game, 3-3 record. Riders 4-1. Riders getting their first loss of the season last week against Calgary. Wasn't exactly a great game. And so, yeah. So, Rick. Injury report for... Yeah?
Before I move on. So, of the 5, Jamie Nile and Matt Claus went Winnipeg. Pat Steinberg, Christina Constable, and Vicky Hall all went Stamps.
That does not surprise. There's no shock to me that is a split decision.
So you have for Stampeders, you have Mario Alford. Did not practice.
You're talking for the Rough Riders, you mean? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the heck is his name? DeCray? On the Riders, his last name's DeCray. He's supposed to be returning this week.
I'm trying to remember his
Sean
name.
Bain Jr. is limited 2 days. So we don't know. Chances are he'll probably be out. Don't know what his status is. Tevion Campbell, DB groin. He was limited Tuesday, full Wednesday, so most likely he'll play. Jack Cohn, quarterback hand, full. Peyton Collins, offensive line knee, limited. Samuel Emelis, wide receiver foot, full. Daniel Johnson, offensive line shoulder, full, did not practice. Roland Milligan, DB back, did not practice full. Tommy Neild, wide receiver ankle, full. Koshi Onyaka, DB knee, full. Sean Ray, defensive line knee. He didn't practice Tuesday. He was limited Wednesday. Caleb Sanders, defensive line back, full. And then Marcus Sales, DB hip, did not practice Tuesday, but fully practiced Wednesday. For BC Lions, it's Tybo Dabelli, defensive line ankle limited. They still have 2 more. Wait, why is this? Did they not submit one? Okay, for some reason, BC didn't submit a injury report on Wednesday.
Oh.
So Dwayne Hendricks is full. Xander Horvath, running back, handful. Jermaine Jackson, wide receiver, full. Jeremy Lewis, linebacker, foot, full. Nathan Rourke, core, limited. And then Joha Tavaya, defensive line, calf, full. Now, before you answer that, I'm going to give you an update from Farhan, because he had posted earlier. He says Rourke is listed as limited by BC today, but took majority of the reps. Says he's feeling better compared to last week. Says consensus continues to grow. So it looks like and then he said, even though Tavai and Hendricks were both full participants today, don't assume both will be back versus the Riders. Rookie D-tackle Tomzai Lauuli was outstanding last week, and I don't expect him to come out of the BC lineup anytime soon. So I'm assuming as of right now, Rourke is playing against the Riders.
I guess that's kind of how.
With what I can see from that.
Now here's the question, then, Rick.
Yes.
Does that change the outcome? Does that change the outcome?
So here's the thing. I'm not putting too much information into BC's win last week. Only because they beat Edmonton. Like, anyone can beat Edmonton.
Yeah, that was kind of the consensus. That was kind of where I was at in the sense of it was good. BC needed that win. It's good that they got it. Not trying to sugarcoat it, but again, they beat the Elks, and they beat the Elks in Edmonton, which, funny enough, it's easier to beat them in Edmonton than it is on the road. And so I don't know, like, I haven't seen enough from BC, because even then, they beat Edmonton. I'll put it this way, Rick. Did they beat him handily? I don't think so.
I mean, BC had 40 minutes of possession.
They had 40 minutes of possession, but, like, in terms of actual scoring, it's not like it was a ridiculously lopsided game.
I mean, they did beat them by
let me see here. Or actually, you know what? They beat him by 18. I forgot that it was by that much. I'll give him credit where credit's due.
So interesting thing about this game is,
I don't know. You know what it is? It's just that BC, even with Nathan Rourke in, besides kind of near the start of the season, I guess last game as well. Fair enough. I just don't know if I've seen enough to say that they're going to beat Saskatchewan. Like Saskatchewan obviously doesn't have a very good game last week. They lose that. But Saskatchewan has pretty consistently looked pretty darn solid. I don't know, man.
So here's the interesting theory is if Winnipeg beats Calgary, BC beats Saskatchewan, you have a four-way tie for first. And I just don't think that BC's defense can outmuscle Saskatchewan's defense.
Yeah.
Like even though Saskatchewan has injuries, but I mean they've also
Again, the BC offense was able to perform well last week, but and the defense did relatively solid. From what I've seen from this, like I don't know, I'm just not sold on BC. I think of I guess as a Bomber fan, I think of the games we had against them, and there was not much. Like I wasn't impressed with them.
You know what's weird is BC's once they play on Friday, they're already up to 7 games this season, which means they only have 11 games left.
Yeah, you'd think that BC of all teams, they would be one that could really use the bye week.
I mean, luckily Ottawa has a bye week next week, but I mean, if you really think about it, whoever's in fourth right now is doing a crossover. So Hamilton and Montreal just have to keep up with fourth place in BC or in the West, because I do not want a home game in the West. But it also depends on the head-to-head too. While you decide. So Jamie, Matt, and Vicky all went with BC. Pat and Christina went Saskatchewan. I'm going Saskatchewan.
I'm going Saskatchewan too. I think Saskatchewan will bounce back after last week. I haven't seen enough effort. I haven't seen enough from the Lions for me to be sold on them. Not with what I've seen this year. I've seen such a mixed bag of that team.
Shall we get on to the last game?
So, wow, 27 minutes in and we're already at the last game, which is, it's funny. If this was the first year we did it, that would be relatively long. But we talk about more and more as the years go by. But I expect this one will get a little bit more of talking about as it's with your Ticats. As the Hamilton Tiger Cats take on the Ottawa Red Blacks. And are you going to this game? I think you were saying that you might...
Oh, darn right.
So you're driving to Ottawa to see this game.
We're leaving Saturday morning at 5 a.m.
Oh, geez, 5 a.m.
But we're not coming back to Sunday after the game. So, I mean, there's still...
I see.
What was I going to say? So, we are... Hold on. I got to see... I'm curious. Because I know what section we're in. I just want to see where exactly it is. We are sitting between the 20 and 30-yard line behind the Hamilton bench, first row.
Oh, there you go.
Listen, when I go to Ticat away games, I got to be classy and sit right behind the team bench.
There you go. So, Rick. Injury report.
I'm gonna. Fuck it. I don't know what team to start with because they're both pretty hideous. I guess I'll start with Hamilton first. So Isaiah Bag. So keep in mind, I did go to practice today. I went for 80% of the time. Then I had to go to work. So Isaiah Bagnall left practice today. He left practice in a walking boot.
Ooh.
So he has a foot injury, so he's limited. Daniel Bell, fullback, still dealing with the elbow injury, so he did not practice today. Brendan Bordner, offensive line, load management, full. Greg Bell is dealing with rib injury still, so he's limited. Lou Brubaker is defensive line shoulder, did not practice. Nick Constantino, punter, right calf, he was nicked. They brought in Josh Green, who we drafted this year in the global draft, just so that they had a punter for the next few days because they're giving Nick Constantino the next few days off. Chances are Nick won't miss Saturday's game, but just in case if he doesn't play, they brought in Josh Green. Brendan Dozier, DB, load management full. Antoine Milinovic Litre, fullback hamstring, did not practice. Jonathan Moxley, DB hip limited. Robert Panabaker,
I think
DB.
Jonathan Moxley, right? It's not Moxley.
Oh.
Because when you say John
Listen.
Moxley, I think of the AEW wrestler.
My bad. I get the two. It's spelt the same way, no?
It's Moxley from like the AEW wrestler is the L. I think it's Moxie for the CFL player.
Okay. Robert Panabaker, DB, hamstring, did not practice. Jacob Zott, offensive line, load management full. Kuivan White, DB, load management full. Drew Wolotarski, wide receiver, hamstring limited. Now, I did see him in equipment today, but he was not practicing with the ones. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to go to practice on Thursday and see with what I can see. And then Woods is still out with the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
On to the long list of ER people from Ottawa. Braylon Addison, wide receiver, shoulder limited. Eric Starzala, offensive line, head limited. Peter Godbird, offensive line, hand limited. Samuel Carson, offensive line, foot, did not practice. Aiden John, defensive line, knee, did full. Mustafa Ag, defensive line, head, did not practice. Blessman Tala, defensive line, ankle, limited. Devon Taylor, linebacker, ankle, did not practice. Frankie Griffin, linebacker, knee, did not practice. Trayron Veretti, linebacker, did not practice. Justin Howell, DB, foot, full. Dion Lamont, DB, hamstring, full. Gavin Heslop, DB, quad, did not practice. Charlie Ringland, DB, hamstring, did not practice. Adrian Fry, DB, shoulder, did not practice. And Peter Agi, long snapper, hamstring, limited. Talk about an ER list. Oh, side note.
Yep.
I don't know if you heard, but it looks like we have a head coach, Ed Hervey style, in Ottawa.
Elaborate.
So he did an interview with, I think, who was it, 1200 TSN the other day, where he basically told his players, you're on this team because of injuries. If we did not have as many injuries, you would be cut by now.
I'm sure that went awesome for the morale. I'm sure that
That's
that
motivates. I mean, like, way to motivate your players. Oh yeah, if you're only here because we have injuries, if not, you'd be cut.
Yeah, the "we don't need you" always improved team morale, didn't it?
So.
Oh boy.
After a repeat of last week's game, because this is a rematch of last week.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ottawa is going to do a better job guarding?
I think that guarding what?
The lawman.
No. No, I don't.
That was quick. You're like, yeah, no. They won't do any better. No. So you're thinking at least at one touchdown for Kenny Lawler this week?
Yes.
Okay.
I am thinking at least one touchdown for Kenny Lawler. It's funny. I'm giving you very blunt answers, but I don't know how to stay.
No, I know. You're just like, no, they're not gonna.
No.
But I mean, who else are you gonna put on him? And hopefully Peters does a good job like he did last week against Eugene Lewis.
Yeah.
Because Eugene Lewis was just garbage. So
Because that's the thing. Eugene
the
Lewis can get he'll get decent completion percentages, but
but he
again,
won't get touchdowns.
but he's not getting touchdowns. He's not moving the needle the way that if you're going to be paying a guy like Eugene Lewis, you want him to be moving the needle.
So the other couple of things is it was Augustine and Ward at running back this week.
Yep.
Today, anyways. If Milanovic Litre does not play this week, it would not shock me if our third string quarterback went on the practice squad and they brought in Jake Dolagala for short yardage. Again, I wasn't there for full practice, so I don't know what the plans are. But hopefully by Saturday while I'm driving, we'll see a depth chart.
Yeah.
It just sucks because I have to do my preview this week without a depth chart because I got to do mine on Friday before we leave on Saturday. I mean, I could bring my phone and record it on my phone and do that, but
you don't want to.
I mean, I could. It's just it would be a horrible setup. Because it's just because like when I do my previews, I like to have things on the screen.
Yeah.
So that people can look to see what I'm seeing. But because I don't, I mean, I guess I could do it without putting it on the screen and just bring both my phones and do it that way.
Either that or you can record it and put stuff on the screen afterwards.
True.
Like edit it and post.
I would have to edit it on my way back after the fact.
Well, that sounds like
we're only going for one night, so there's no point in bringing my laptop.
Sounds like an issue.
Sounds like an issue, not an ish me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So everyone from Peckham Old Dutch is going with Hamilton.
Yep. I don't know. I think Ottawa. An impressive performance by Ottawa was keeping the game close. Because I think Hamilton's a very good team. I think Kenny Lawler is an unreal human being. I think his chemistry with Bo Levi Mitchell has been found. And I think that the Ticats have shown that they can play offense in a way that Ottawa can't defend.
And I'm going to quote Davis Sanchez, he's not no 50-50, he's an 80-20.
80-20 is even generous.
No, but I'm saying like 80-20, like if you throw the ball up, he's going to catch it 80 out of...
Yeah, I'm saying it's maybe 90.
Oh.
The only time it's 50-50 is if he's in double coverage. It's 50-50 in double coverage. It's 80-20 in single coverage.
I mean, they've even tried double coverage, and that's...
I know. Yeah.
But what are you going to do? Oh, one thing that I will say, since we were talking CFL football.
Yes, sir.
This came out at about 10:47 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Longtime Winnipeg Blue Bombers kicker Troy Westwood has been inducted into the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame.
We love that. Well deserved. Well earned.
I mean,
that's all I have to say.
When was that he played? I mean, he's 58, so I mean, it has to be like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. 91 to 09. He had 617 of 853 field goal attempts, 72.3%. He only missed 2 converts in his whole life, so he's 99.7 out of 732 of 734.
And so you're talking about Troy Westwood, right?
Yes. He punted 350. He punted 358 times for an average of 42.7, and he kicked off 1,291 times for an average of 57.4.
However, that's not what we will remember him for.
Uh-oh.
Do you not know?
Do I want to know?
So
Because now this is going in a bad way if that's not what he's going to be remembered for.
no. This is gonna go in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Rick, have you ever heard of the Banjo Bowl?
Yes, I remember that. I know of the Banjo Bowl.
Do you know the story of the Banjo Bowl and why it is called the Banjo Bowl?
Oh, that I don't know.
The story of the Banjo Bowl is that I'm just there might be a small inaccuracy in here. I'm just going off of memory, but I can't remember the exact year. But basically, Troy Westwood was doing an interview, and he was asked, played for Bombers and whatnot. He was asked about the environment in Saskatchewan and going to playing kind of a hostile adversary. And he said something along the lines of that he wasn't worried about those banjo picking inbreds, and referring to the people of Saskatchewan, which is why we have a game named after him every single year called the Banjo Bowl. So Rick, if you didn't know the story, now you do.
Wow, that's interesting that I know that now.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, even if you're a Saskatchewan fan, that's hilarious. That whether you believe that is true or not, that like it in terms of the comment, that is absolutely hilarious. So, just a bit of a fun fact to brighten your day, Rick.
Okay.
So, there we are. So, I'm gonna go with Hamilton. You're going with Hamilton. Is there anything else we got?
No.
Alrighty, well, I think without further ado, then we will probably wrap this up. And I think we're going to do, Rick, you cool to record a quick video on Lemon?
Sure.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, make sure you guys leave us 5 stars. We very much appreciate it. And hopefully I can have another sweep this week. I had 3-0 in my predictions, Rick. So if I can go 4-0 this week, that would be very, very nice.
Well, the only one... Well, we're either
the only game we disagree on is Winnipeg, right?
So we're either going 4-1 or 3-1. Yeah. Or 2-2.
So, without further ado, peace, love, and positivity to all you wonderful people at home. We will see you guys in the next one.